Hello friends, welcome to my channel Lifelong Learning. Sometimes a formula depends on multiple inputs and you would like to see how different input values would impact the result. Data table is a perfect for that situation. Data tables allow the adjustment of only one or two variables within a dataset, but each variable can have unlimited number of possible values. Data tables are designed for side-by-side comparisons in a way that makes them easier to read than scenarios once they are set up correctly. Data tables are underutilized but are not as scary as they seem to be. To use the data table feature, we will need some data. In this example, we are going to see how to vary value of one variable and see the result of one formula involving this variable for all the specified values. Here is a table with the three inputs: cost price, selling price, quantity sold, and the profit. The formula is selling price minus cost price into quantity, C3 minus C2 into C4. If we sell 50 books at a selling price of 75, we will make 2250. What if I sell 60 books or quantities? Then I will get the profit 2700. What if I sell 75 items? I get some value like this 33,750. So here I make changes to this quantity sold and get the corresponding profit. Instead of that, if I get it in a table for all possible values of quantity, then it will be easy for me to compare. So we go for data table. So I have set up the data and this is the data table. Find out the profit for all this quantity from 25 to 225. So one thing I must do is I must fix the connection between this data and this cell. To make the connection, either I have to type in the formula here or I can give the cell reference for the formula. So you get 33,750. Now I just select these two columns and go to data, what if analysis, data table. The quantity is given in a column. This column corresponds to the quantity sold. I have to select this column input cell. For the column, what is the input cell? That is quantity sold. Give OK. Now I get profit for all these quantities. Interesting, isn't it? Now we'll go to another example. Here I have changed only one formula for a particular variable. In the next example, I'm going to use different formulas and what will be the result of these formulas if I vary a particular variable. So this is the setup data. I have rate per annum, number of monthly payments, loan amount, type and EMI. The cells specified in red colors gives the formula. This is the PMT, repayment amount per month. So the formula is PMT, interest rate divided by 12 because it is per annum. And then you have got NPER, number of monthly payments, how many months I want to pay. And what is the loan amount? It is 50,000. So you can find out the meaning of this PMT using this FX. So rate is the interest rate per period for a loan. NPER is the total number of payments for the loan. Loan amount is the total amount. FV is the future value or a cash balance. We generally take it as 0. And this is the type. If the payment is made at the beginning of the period, it is 1. If the payment is made at the end of the period, it is 0. So here I am specifying the type is equal to 0. We can also find out what is the interest paid in the second year and what is the principal amount paid in the second year. So you have one more function, cumulative PMT, the interest rate, NPER, loan amount and starting period and ending period. So 13th month and the 24th month and the type is equal to 0. Cumulative principal. You have interest rate, NPER, loan amount, starting period, ending period and type. So you have three variables and you have got three formulas. I can change any one of these three variables: rate per annum, monthly payment and loan amount. Here I specify different interest rate for which I want to calculate EMI, cumulative interest and principal. Cumulative principal. Let it be 12, 13, 14 and 15. And here you can see that I have given the first formula in the next column but previous row. And all other formulas must be to the right of that. Or in other words, they are in the same row but in the next columns. I am just linking is equal to EMI. This is the name I have specified for this cell, and this is the name I have specified for the interest paid in this second year, cumulative interest, and this is the name I have specified for this principal paid in the second year. I just select this data, what if analysis, data table. I have specified the interest rate in the column. So I have to give column input cell is nothing but this 12%. Give OK. So since we are paying it, everything is in the negative. Suppose I want to change the monthly payment instead of 360. I want to change that. Here, instead of interest, I am giving down payment 121, 240, 360 or 420. The formula is the same because EMI has this monthly payment, cumulative interest and principal. So now I just select the data. The only thing that is different is the column input cell. So we specified rate in the previous example. Now it is term, number of monthly payment. So it will be 360. Give OK. Now you can see that the whole table is filled with data pertaining to different term of payment. Now we'll see how to change two variables, the same item example, but I have included some more expenses also. You have machinery cost, raw material, labor, selling price, quantity and profit. I have specified the formula to calculate the profit as selling price into quantity minus all these expenses. So B4 into B5 minus sum of B1, B2, B3. So now I just want to know how many quantities I must sell to get a good profit. Or do I have to change the selling price? What if I want to change both and find out the profit? I have specified the quantity in the column and similarly the selling price I have specified in the row. Here you can see that I can have only one formula which is specified at the intersection of this column and the row. So I have given reference to B6 which is nothing but the profit. When I sell 50 quantity for a selling price of 30, I get a loss of 1800. So here I am varying the quantity and varying the selling price. Now I just select only this area. This quantity and selling price is for the readability. Since we are varying two variables, the cell corresponding to the row as well as the cell corresponding to the column. So the cell corresponding to the row is the selling price which is nothing but this, and the cell corresponding to the column is the quantity which is nothing but this. Now I give OK. Now you can see that for different selling price and different quantity, Excel calculates the profit. So if I sell 25, I'll get definitely a loss. If I sell 50 with the selling price as 50 or 60, I get a loss. Only when I have the selling price as 70, I get a profit. So if I just want to find out which quantity and selling price, I get a profit that is greater than 0. So for that, I select the data, go to conditional formatting and highlight cell rules greater than. I can just say greater than 0. I can give a green fill because it is a profit. You can see that this area corresponds to the profit. So I can select any one of the quantity and any one of the selling price which is suitable for me. Next we'll go to the same EMI example, but now we are going to change two variables. When I have two variables, I can have only one formula. So I just take only the EMI. Now we have got three variables and one formula. I can change any two of these variables. So as usual, I put the number of payments in the row and the interest rate in the column and the formula in the intersection of this column and the row. I select the data, go to data, what if analysis, data table. Now I have to specify two inputs. One is corresponding to the row and another one is corresponding to the column. The cell corresponding to the row, number of payment. Similarly, the cell corresponding to the column, the percentage, which is this. Give OK. Now you can see that The whole calculation is done for different payments and different interest rate. So instead of this interest rate, I can also change to loan amount. So if the number of payment is this for a fixed 12%, what will be my repayment amount? So I can change this to different amounts. Now I have set up this data table. Formula is the same, which is nothing but the reference to the EMI calculation. Here we have number of payments and here I have got different loan amount. Now I select that. I have to specify the row input cell as well as the column input cell. Row input cell corresponds to the number of payment, which is nothing but this B3. The cell corresponds to the column is nothing but the loan amount. So I give OK. You can see that for different loan amount and different number of payments, we have the EMI calculated. If you have taken 20,000 for a period of 48, you get only a repayment amount as 527. The data tables have some drawbacks. I'll just list 3 limitations. The performance and calculation speed of an Excel workbook will be slowed down if it contains many data tables. The structure of the data table is fixed. You will get an error message if you try to insert a row or a column in the data table, or if you delete just a single cell in it. And the third limitation is the data table must be located on the same tab as a setup data table. You cannot link the data table to cells on a different tab. Hope you enjoyed viewing this video. Give a thumbs up if you like this video and do share it with your friends. Keep tuned to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon.